Hi, welcome to Why I Coach. My name is Ravi Raman. I'm a member of the ICF Colorado coaching community, and this is a video interview series where we're going to have conversations with some of the most interesting and just most capable coaches in all of Colorado. And it's a chance for us to get curious about what inspires people to coach, what draws them to the field, how are they learning more, continuing to grow, how are they growing their business, how are they growing their coaching skills. And it's just a chance to get to know each other here in the Colorado coach community. And today we're going to be talking with Lisa Hale. I'm sure many of you know Lisa. She's a past president of the chapter, and she has a thriving coaching business helping executives and C-suite leaders unlock their most authentic and best levels of leadership. And in this conversation, we really explore what inspired Lisa to start coaching, why she loves being part of the Colorado coach community and an ICF credentialed member. And we cover a whole lot more. So I hope you enjoy this conversation, and I hope to see you at a future ICF event. We have events every month, whether they're in person or online. So check out our website and hope to see you soon. Okay? Well, with that, let's dive into the show. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, Ravi. It's great to be here.
Well, why don't we just start by having you introduce yourself and telling everyone who you are and what you do.
So my name is Lisa Hale, and I am the founder and owner of Focus Leadership Consulting. And I'm also the immediate past president of ICF Colorado. I served in the president role for 2 years, and I live here in Fort Collins. I have 3 boys, and I do leadership development and coaching, executive coaching of senior leaders, and also mentoring other coaches.
And what inspired you to get into coaching?
Oh, I had a moment that Jim Rohn calls the day that turns your life around. And I had taken a series of leadership development and personal development seminars with a company called Clemmer and Associates. And I had graduated, and I was back on the scene with Clemmer, coaching and helping to support their advanced leadership seminar. And I was out in the Redwood Forest with them while they were doing a ropes course that was really designed to have people confront their fears and bust through personal blocks. And I was coaching all day that day. It was February. It was around this time of year, 10 years ago. And I had been coaching all day in the cold and never felt it for a moment because I was so lit up by the experience of connecting with people and really seeing them discover where their leadership lies and where they had courage and grit that they didn't realize they had. And it was after that I decided to make coaching my formal profession. I had been coaching inside of other roles for quite a long time before that. But then I realized, this leadership development and, executive presence and the ability to coach people when they're really up against it and wanting to create something bigger than what they'd achieved just felt like my spirit came alive.
I would love to hear more about the type of coaching you do. You mentioned leadership and executive development, but if you can share more about the type and also who you work with.
Well, so I work with anyone really who is up to big things, visionary. And I know that sounds really broad. What that ends up meaning in reality is usually my clients are in the C-suite. They're sitting on boards. They have the title or role as senior vice president, executive vice president, president, CEO, owner, founder. Those are usually their titles. And they are in private industry, a lot of in the utilities and financial services, as well as pharmaceutical companies and oil and gas. So those have been, but they've been all kinds, and also medical services, but also in the federal government and in higher education. And usually senior leaders, because we're usually looking at how do I create a leadership culture? How do I show up as a leader instead of a manager?
And in your own journey to being a coach, and you're an MCC, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so a master level coach. with an ICF credential. What has been your journey to just hone your own coaching skill to be able to help people at the C level and SVP level?
I love that question. I would say there's two parts to that. One is that I've had a number of people in the course of my, exposure to this profession and as a business owner say to me, I want to do what you do. And sometimes I'm thinking to myself, you haven't had yet the experience in life that would allow you to do what I do. You could do something different that could eventually lead here. So I think there are really two parts. And one is, I think it's really important for people who do executive and leadership development kind of coaching to have had a significant leadership journey of their own. And it doesn't mean that they have to have had a C-suite role. I didn't. It means that they have to have had a hero's journey of their own that they perceived as the solution being developing leadership in their lives. So that's broad, but I think that kind of is required. And probably they're going to have faced some challenges and overcome them. Probably, but it's, who knows? Everybody's different. So that's one part. I think to do this kind of work, it's important for people to have had some experience that can have them relating to their clients. And then to train for it, it's really, really important, I think, even for people who have been CEOs, who've done lots of leadership development inside of companies or whatever. It's really important, I think, to really dig into the art and craft, actually, of what really coaching really is, and how to be a ninja and an artist around how you use coaching skills. And sometimes you're going to use some consulting skills, and sometimes you'll use some training skills and mentoring skills, but to really know how to do each of those things really well so that you can know how to apply the coaching when the coaching is called for. Because coaching, as we now know, when it's really done professionally and at a level of high excellence, that's the thing that has the client making the most transformational change inside of themselves that lasts. Consulting and training and even mentoring will have them kind of get up to speed with information and maybe make more informed choices in a given pivot point. They'll grow their skills, but the transformation happens inside of the coaching part. At least that's my opinion.
And so you've been an ICF member for a while and past president of the Colorado chapter.
Yeah.
Why does an ICF credential matter nowadays? There are a lot of coaching schools, not all have a credential. Why does ICF matter?
Well, I backed into it by accident personally. I have a lot of education. I've got a Ph.D. and a master's and, all that kind of stuff. And so I think I was kind of one of those people who was wired to look for validation or maybe a way of making sure that I really knew how to measure my accomplishment and kind of verify for myself that I knew how to do what I was claiming I was going to do. And that's, a type A sort of thing. So that was my first reason for getting an ICF accredited coaching school and a credential. When I got into the process, though, I discovered that although I was naturally coaching a lot in my life and it was a good fit for me, there were things I learned to do that caused me to grow personally, that helped me in my life in general, and also really made a difference in how I showed up as a coach. So I got very much enrolled in the value of the professional training and professional accreditation, credentialing, by going through it. I learned how to get myself out of the way inside of the conversations, how to see places where fear or ego or thinking I had the answer and the truth got in the way of my clients, learning for himself or herself what their best path really would be. And in my early days of coaching, before I really got good at that, which doing the MCC credential really helped me with, I almost certainly got in the way of some of the clients that I coached, their ability to really craft their life, really create it for themselves. And of course, as a coach, what I really want is my clients to be successful for the long haul, not just while they're working with me.
Hmm. And from a ICF Colorado chapter perspective, we have a community here in Colorado with quite a few members, coaches of all levels and skill sizes. And you've been an active thought leader in the Colorado ICF community here for a while. What draws you to be such an active and engaged member of ICF Colorado?
Well, when I first came to Colorado and became an active member, which was 6 years ago this year, I had never had a community of other coaches that I was part of. In New Mexico, where I moved from, the chapter was very small and didn't have really regular meetings, or at least at the time. I think it's gotten bigger now. But at the time, there were no real accessible meetings or an ability to connect with other coaches. So the coaches I knew were all over the world, and they weren't necessarily on the exact same journey I was on. And so when I came to Colorado and went to my first ICF meeting, I felt like a giddy kid at the first day of kindergarten who had made friends. I mean, it was really like that. First of all, that first meeting got me my first paying client in Colorado, which was amazing. And then on top of that, I made friends who are to this day dear and close friends of mine. And I saw the landscape of what the world of coaching looked like. I saw people who were business coaches who were really coaching around how to get more leads and drum up business and market and all that. I saw coaches in the room who were life coaches and really helping people with life struggles and life development kind of issues, and other people who were even more specialized, like ADD and health and whatnot. And then there was a group of people who were executive coaches and who were really in the leadership development space. And so I got a landscape of what the diversity of coaching really is. And I got a picture of where I fit in it in terms of my passions and what I love to do. And I could recognize myself in the other executive coaches, and I recognized myself in some way in all the other ones too. But I just could see, I really do fit I really am a coach. I really am professional at this. I belong, and all those unconscious, insecure questions started getting answered right away. So that was the first thing. And then to stay involved in every educational thing I go to has huge value for me, even though I'm experienced and I teach a lot of them. Every single time, whether it's somebody less experienced than I am or more who teaches it, I get something because I'm slowing down and I'm focusing on my own learning, my clients. It's a different state. And by shifting into a state where I'm stopping and taking inventory of how am I doing? What am I working on as a coach? Where's my edge right now? I think that's a fundamental pillar of having an exceptional practice. And then I got involved with some mentors who really are very wise. And one of them said to me that there are 4 pillars to an extraordinary, prosperous coaching practice. And those pillars are to coach a lot. So if I had come to Colorado and didn't have any clients at all, then I would have been able to connect with people to volunteer coach with. So that would have been great. So coaching a lot is the first one. Be coached by a great coach. And again, if I hadn't had a coach already, I could have found one there. And then the third one is to fill yourself with ongoing learning all the time. So that's books, audios, videos, whatever it is. And of course, the chapter provides that. And then the 4th pillar is to surround yourself with peers who are on the journey with you. And I also got that in this community. And so I don't see myself backing away.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And as you look forward for yourself personally as a coach, what's on the horizon for you?
I'm doing more of what I'm doing now. I have a full practice at the moment. I've just taken on a mentoring client today, and like no more clients for me this year, which is really remarkable to be in that place. And what I see is doing more of that, more of the same that I'm doing now, but also really expanding into longer relationships with the client. I have clients I've coached for years, and now I'm developing clients who are big organizational teams, and the trajectory on those engagements is really long and really rich because I get to be part of meaningful change for them that makes a huge difference that everyone involved in that organization can see. So I'm doing more of that. And what I see is that because more opportunities are still coming through my door, I'm developing a posse of coaches that are subcontracting to me that I can, share some of this work with, so that I don't have to say no to to the people who are coming through the door. So those are the two big horizons. Yeah. And then as far as my professional development, I'm just continuing to be on the track I've always been on. I continue to grow myself. There's lots. It's a mountain with no top. There's lots of work to do.
So you're an MCC now. Where do you go from there as an MCC?
There might not be any more letters to add after my name. Really okay, because I have plenty there already. But it's the next iteration of whatever. I'm letting my curiosity and my own edge lead me. So I'm interested in the work of Byron Katie and Dick Bettinger and George Pransky. And I did a course in Cancun last year with Werner Erhard called Being a Leader. I could see going back to that again. So there's always something really great going on that I could see participating in. There's all kinds of work around communication and leadership. I recently got fully certified in all of the leadership circle work, including their leadership system. I could see myself going back and redoing some of those courses just to refresh. I mean, there's always that going on.
It definitely sounds like a rich journey, but one that has no end in a good way.
Right.
To deepen.
Right. No, it's great. Yeah.
Well, if people would like to learn more about just your story, your journey, and what you're about, where can they go?
Well, my website's a good place to go. It's focusedleadershipconsulting.com. And that's probably the best place to go. I don't know that much about my story and my journey there, but there's a blog and the things that I've written, and I have a book coming out this year. So there's a lot going on over there. And
or people can
contact me on the
or they can come to an ICF Colorado meeting and meet you in person. You'll be probably at most of the meetings.
Yeah, that's true. And I didn't think of saying that, Robbie, but you're quite right. I will be at most of the meetings, and they can come meet me there. And I'd love to. I'm really, really excited about being helpful to new people coming in, wherever they are. I mean, I've met so many people who are further along on their journey than I am, and many people who are just coming along behind us. And, I'm happy to just share whatever insight I might have. Who knows whether I have it or don't, but, I'm happy to have a conversation.
Thank you for sharing your journey, your insights, and being such a supportive sort of pillar to this local coaching community. Take care.
It's my pleasure.